ALG really saved me. I put all of my success on joining this group. People constantly checking in saved me.
I made so many friends with people that I've never met, but I feel incredibly close to, and I consider them family.
It really is a family. It is a place where you can just be yourself and there is no judgment. There is no shame. You are so welcome there.
Nobody has to be in this alone. Everybody is either going through or has gone through the same thing at one point.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to another edition of the ALG podcast. If you're joining us on the day of drop, then happy Friday to you. Really quick at the top of the show, guys, if you can 5-star rate and view the show, the 5-star rates and reviews go a really long way. We love reading those reviews and those 5 stars. Those 5 stars are important, unfortunately, so we need those. Guys, for the highest state of readiness, today's podcast is brought to you by Redcon One. Redcon1.com. Use promo code T20JARPS at checkout for 20% off your entire order. They got some great deals going on right now that I think that you'll enjoy. And as always, our friends over at Real Good Foods, they are also a proud sponsor of the ALG podcast, and they are giving ALG podcast listeners 10% off their complete order when they use the Gains in between. That's the Gains with a Z in between at checkout for money off. So I appreciate both of our sponsors. Guys, I'm sorry for the hiatus. I am back. Sorry I had to deal with David all by his lonesome, but here I am to save the day. I know. I apologize. Yes, the ovation is very good, but please stop clapping. I'm back. Hey, David.
I knew you were going to make some smart ass comment. I knew. Did our listeners drop by 80% because I wasn't here? Because obviously that's how this works. I knew that was coming. But
just call me the whole fucking show, baby.
Basically, last week everyone listened to me talk science and either loved it or hated it. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I got some
did a fantastic job.
I got some really cool feedback because I try to take on more of a direct approach of food and nutrition on the standpoint of just the basics. Absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of times when it comes to the podcast, we're celebrating people's stories, which is phenomenal. And those stories give you inspiration. Those stories give you a refocus on what you're capable of doing. But sometimes people want give me an A, B, C. Tell me where A is. Right. What's A? Where's B? Where's C? What do we do next? How do I do this? And so sometimes those podcast episodes are great in celebrating people's progress and raising people's beliefs. But sometimes it doesn't give you a lot of, okay, how did you do it?
Right.
And so the nutrition one last week, I kind of just broke down the basics, and I'd love to do it again with you here, more on the fitness side of things. Just talk about strength training, talk about bodybuilding, talk about cardio, just have a conversation about the gym and general fitness, especially because I think it's super important to be transparent in this stake. You have a body that's in fucking shambles.
Oh,
and being able to figure out ways that fit your body to still get it done. I think it's super important to kind of convey that message because oftentimes, hey, I got a bad knee, you got a bad back, you got a pretty much bad everything. Right now, you got a pretty good head on your shoulders, but that's
really about it. I have really good arms, I have some good shoulders, and then that's it.
But just that whole philosophy and being able to talk through your current situation of how you take on strength training and fitness. Mm-hmm. I can talk about it through my perspective. And let's talk some just meat and potatoes of fitness as my thought process.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. So basically, you want to know how I'm dealing with an injury and still working out at the same time right now?
I would love to answer this question.
Okay.
Your day one back at the gym. Your day one first fitness side. Obviously, you have the nutrition side, you have the mental side. You got Steve. Yeah. Steve is dealing with your body the way it is at 500 plus pounds.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're taking it way back.
Yeah. What did you start with?
Shit. So my issue was I didn't fit in a lot of machines when I first started. So I was very blessed to have Steve. Steve really customized a lot of workouts for me. In order for me to do just a lot of stuff seated, which currently I have to do right now because of my back, but a lot of my stuff was seated. you know, a lot of what I was doing involved just straight body weight. You know, in the beginning, I was doing a lot of squats because I could do them then. So
And
a
when
lot
you
of
say squats, you mean like box squats where like you sat and stood up?
Yeah, box squats. A lot of stuff with dumbbells, a lot of dumbbell work. But what really helped me, you know, get a lot of momentum behind me was the row machine, which I've said on here several times. Like that completely changed my life because one, it was the only thing that I could really fit in. I couldn't really even fit in the stationary bike at the time, the recumbent bike. So, you know, luckily my gym had a couple of row machines. Steve figured why not. And I remember the first time I think I did the row machine, we did it for like 10 to 15 minutes and I was huffing and buffing at the end.
That's not
like the
rowing machine.
No, it's not. But then by the time like I had gone like down like 175 to 200 pounds, I was doing the row machine for like an hour.
Damn.
All the time. Yeah, I was just rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing.
That's actually my dad. We just got the Concept 2 not too long ago, and he's fallen in love with it too. He's got a bad back and goofy knees. And so he's fallen in love with it too because it's a nice full body workout. You can go as hard as you want or as smooth as you want.
Yeah.
And you're never going to really hurt yourself. That's what I like about it. It's like you can rip on the rowing machine and you're not going to do anything.
There's nothing to hurt. You know what I mean? Like, but what I liked about the rowing machine also was like, you know, when I started doing cardio, like on the bike and stuff, like I would be like, fuck, I have to do this for however long it was. And like, I just couldn't wait to get off. But once you get a rhythm going on the row machine, at least for me, it was like time just flew by, you know, like I was doing, like I said, up to an hour and it didn't feel like an hour at all. And that was after, you know, lifting, which it wasn't serious lifting. Then it was a lot of low weight, high, and, you know, high repetition. But yeah, the row machine completely changed my life.
See, that's always fun to me because like biking, even to this day, I don't know. Like I'll do it if I have to. No, it hurts my ass. I don't like it.
Yeah, I have no ass at this point anymore.
I have a dump truck, and I just don't like how it rubs. Like I just don't like it. I'd rather incline walk. I'd rather do rowing. But hey, if you're a biker, sweet. I love it. It's never a big one for me. I'll do it if I have to. I tell you what,
it was. I think it was because like it was the first and only cardio machine that I could really do, and that's why I took such a liking to it. And then of course having the bad back and the height discrepancy, which is like after a while the treadmill really fucks with my knees.
Yeah, I can see
really bad. And I don't have the hand-eye coordination for the elliptical at all. I hate it.
I don't see. That's another one. I think. I'm sorry. I don't like the elliptical at all. No. It makes me want to like hyperextend my knees and like when you're going. And I don't.
You remember the Gazelle in the 90s?
The Gazelle in the 90s. Not the top.
It was like
is that the one where you like lift your legs up really high and it's almost like you're high kneeing it?
No, kinda. So like it looked like an elliptical. It had handles and it used to go like this, and then your feet.
Yeah.
That's what always the elliptical reminds me of. For some reason, we grew up with one in my house. No one ever used it, but like us as kids used to play on it. And yeah, I just have this fond memory of the Gazelle.
I tell you what, the one that gets me, we back in the big house, and we had the full gym and indoor basketball court. We had a Bowflex. Yeah. And I think Bowflexes are horrible.
I think they're horrendous.
I mean, obviously it's better than nothing. Yeah. But I don't understand Bowflex at all.
I don't understand Bowflex either. I don't know why you would pay all that money. Well, that money that you spend on a Bowflex, you
might as well go free weight. Yeah, you might as well get like a free weight or some sort.
Yeah, well, go get a fucking trainer.
Yeah.
Here's like my whole ideology also with machines like the Bowflex. I know this is not really what we said the topic was going to be, but fuck the topic. Like, if you're going to drop all that money, right, and you're not the type of person that wants to go to the gym anyway, what makes you think by dropping all that money you're going to all of a sudden want to fucking do it? You know what I mean?
The amount of people that have
Pelotons.
Pelotons, or the amount of people that have gym equipment in their house that basically is now a wardrobe, because half their clothes are just sitting on it and they use it for drying clothes.
Yeah, they use it to hang dry clothes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's what we used the Gazelle in my house for when I was growing up.
So super funny story off of the gym. I may have talked about this, but it's kind of funny. I remember when we were building a gym up at the lake house, and I was going through this process, and I was like, now this was like a year and a half ago. So like, it wasn't a long time ago. I'm through my story. I'm talking to my dad, who obviously just retired. Could get in better shape. And so I'm like, hey, we could do this, we could do that. I can help you build a program. We can do all this kind of stuff. And we're going back and forth. And he made this comment to me that I would say it's about between the main house and the gym of the lake house. It's probably 120 feet, maybe,
right,
between the two. Mm-hmm. And he made this comment like, if it's not in the house, I won't do it. And I remember looking at him like, Dad, first off, you're talking to your son who's lost 200 pounds, so shut the fuck up. 2, every single one of your patients, you said that they had to work out more. And if they had access to an in-home gym that was 120 feet away from the house, and they said, oh, I can't do that, what would you have said to him? Get it done. Do it. And I remember having this little sassy conversation with my dad. I'm like, no excuses. Get this shit done. He's been good. He's been good.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So then go back to the gym. I think for me too, when it comes to anyone who's day one with all this shit, first and foremost, if your goal is just fat loss, I've talked about this so many times, you don't ever actually have to step into a gym. You can choose to. Like, obviously, if you're trying to build big muscles and you want all this kind of stuff, then yeah, you're going to have to do some strength training and all kind of stuff. If the goal is just living in a healthy and happy body, just get moving. Yeah. Walking, jogging, biking, basketball.
Don't spend the money on a gym membership.
Yeah. Don't, it doesn't matter. Fall in love with just more movement every single day. And you don't have to get all crazy, because as we talk about immensely, it's nutrition, it's mindset. It's not a lot to do with the gym. My first 100 pounds, my weight loss was incline walking on a treadmill, playing pickup basketball, and jogging outside. I barely lifted for my first 100 pounds.
Yeah, I barely lifted for my first 100 pounds.
Yeah, I'm just telling you the truth. And it's like the common misconception is like, oh, you have to strength train. Well, if you're trying to get a specific body type, yeah. But if it's just living a healthy and happy body, you don't have to, people. I think it's always important to share that, because I don't know, people
overstress it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I get, you want to make a rapid change in your life as quickly as possible. So what is the first thing you do? The first thing you do is go down to your local gym and join. Mm-hmm. Well, congratulations. They just stole your money. I mean, 9 times out of 10, if like your main focus and your main goal is weight loss, is fat loss rather, you're going to go to the gym a couple of times because you spent the money, and then you're going to realize, why the fuck did I spend this money?
Yep. This didn't do anything. I should have put this money into nutrition and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Walk outside, do all this kind of stuff. But I think
you'll find it more enjoyable.
100%.
You might even pick up a new hobby. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Now, what I will say, if you are looking at gyms personally, one of the places I don't like it, but I know a lot of people do fall in love with, is like your Orange Theories, your group, kind of more like circuit high intensity where you're having fun with a lot of people. I think that's a great place to start for most people, because it's a lot more on just like energy and movement.
Yeah, you think people who are just joining a gym for the first time, first place they should go to Orange Theory?
I think
I don't.
You know, because
I know so many athletic people that get hurt in Orange Theory every day.
So Orange, I'm just saying that type of like. Yeah.
I understand
that type of like group, small
for Orange
group.
Theory itself, I wouldn't recommend Orange Theory.
Yeah, see, I don't have personal experience with Orange Theory.
Oh no, I know people that go there, and I know people that fell in love with it, became trainers there, and like
but like F45, just the idea of like small group circuit training, I think is a great place to start for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
hit gyms, hit gyms, but like find a hit gym that's more like communicative. So like I'll tell you right now, I give these people a shout out all the time, but like Stoked Fitness, if you're in Long Island, Stoked Fitness, great place that does hit training. Like I would say, I've actually sent followers of mine, who are looking to go to a place that has like group, functional exercises, but don't want to go to a big gym because I always send them there. They're great guys over there. So like stuff like that, that's really good. But to throw yourself in the pond of like right into Orange Theory. Now I could be wrong, but just from my personal experiences with Orange Theory and like friends of mine and even family of mine going there, that's intense.
That's it. I never knew that. I never.
Oh
knew that.
no, it's very intense. Like
I
very
don't even,
intense.
I'll be honest. I don't even know if I've ever actually been to Orange Theory. I just know what they kind of do.
Yeah, they're crazy. I mean, they're also a cult, but like
noted.
no,
Yeah, because there's something to be said where it's like if you're just starting movement and fitness, the one thing that's nice about stuff like that is it's small group. You're in a community standpoint. You're getting good support. If you just buy a random gym membership and you just go into a gym,
yeah,
it's like deer
no,
in the
there's
headlights.
nothing. Yeah, no, there's nothing.
Unless you're planning on dropping $500 on some personal training lessons, that's my whole thing. If you're gonna go to a gym,
Get a trainer.
You get a trainer in the process early on. Now, to be honest, this is gonna probably
now not everyone can afford a trainer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Just even 3 sessions,
right?
Like, do you have to have a trainer every single day? No. I think
and 9 times out of 10, if you're joining a brand new gym, they're going to give you one free training session.
Yep.
At least a half hour minimum. They're going to give it to you. So if you buy 2 more sessions after that, you should be okay.
And just setting up some like 3-day split. Like you go to a personal trainer and say, hey, help me set up a 3-day split. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then you just rip at that and you slowly get more and more weight and you just kind of go. But yeah, just going into the gauntlet of a random gym. But see, this is why I actually like Planet Fitness. I'm not saying they're the most educated in the world.
Yeah, go ahead.
But they get free personal trainers. They're free.
Yes, they're free.
I'm not saying they're no Steve Arnone. I get that. I'm
not even saying that. I'm not even saying that. No, there will never be another Steve Arnone. That is a fact. But what I'm saying is like, so this is just because of what I've heard, because again, I've only been to Planet Fitness twice. So we've talked about that on here, or once, I forget. And but like I'm under the interpretation that if you get a trainer at Planet Fitness, one, you don't get the same trainer every single time, right? It's who's ever
true. Yep.
Right. And 2, it's just if they're available or not.
Yep.
So like you show up to a Planet Fitness and you say, I want a training session. Is that how that works?
No, because actually what's kind of cool is they set you a program and they create you a piece of paper and it's in the back area, and you can go in there and grab a piece of paper, do it by yourself, or you can, if the trainer's available, they can help you through the process. They have both. So like sometimes you'll do sessions with a trainer, and sometimes after you've been working with them for a while, they'll just have a piece of paper with your information in it where you pull it, you grab it. Oh, I'm doing 6 chest presses, this, and it just kind of goes through the process.
Now, can I say something? Like if I put myself in 500-pound JR shoes, I'm telling you 2 things. One, I'm probably never going to ask for the trainer because I need to be able to build a relationship with somebody, because that's why Steve and I, did so well and continue to do so well together, because we built a rapport with each other. We built a relationship, a friendship, a brotherhood, yada, yada, yada. 2, I'm telling you right now, if I'm 500-pound JR, but I'm walking the gym for the first time as Planet Fitness, I do not have enough accountability in me to even, 1, grab that piece of paper, ask for it, whatever. Or 2, once I have it in my hand, to actually follow it or know if I'm doing it the right way. So that, like, I want to be a fan of Planet Fitness so hard. Like, I really do. Like, I get it. Like, I understand the mantra. Like, I understand what's going on. I think it could be a paradise for people that are just starting off their weight loss journey. But then you do fucked up shit like this. And this is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? First you brought in the bagels and then the pizza. And now I don't even get a fucking trainer.
Well, COVID stopped all that.
Yeah, I know, but still.
But I still pay full price. How does that work? I no longer get pizza and bagels, but I still pay full. That's shenanigans.
And you guys don't even have like a protein bar, right? Like they don't do shakes.
No, that's never been. There's not a lot of gyms that have like shakes and stuff inside the.
Oh, really? Every gym I've ever been a part of that has a shake bar.
Well, yeah, because you're part of bougie New York Italian, like mafiosa type shit. That's what you're gonna get there.
That has absolutely nothing to do with where I work out or how I work out. Literally.
I thought it was funny.
Do you have retros by you? Or no, is retro fitness not a thing by you?
No.
See, they were really, really big here. They were like slowly taking over the East Coast, and then COVID killed them. Like when I was in high school, they started towards like the middle or end of high school. Because I remember 500-pound JR used to go to retro fitness with his boy because his girlfriend used to work at the shake counter, and I used to drink protein shakes because they taste like milkshakes. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yep.
But this is super important when it comes to fitness. I will say this, and it's gonna be a little frictiony, but I'm gonna just be serious. be careful going to CrossFit. Just be careful. Like, especially if you're early on. So I actually did a TikTok live yesterday, and I had a doctor from Toronto who's a orthopedic surgeon and trauma surgeon. Toronto on my live, and he talked to me a lot. We were messaging back and forth, and it was super cool. And he ended up being on the live for like, I don't know, 25 minutes, and we were just talking back and forth. And it's kind of cool when you have a doctor going, yo, you're doing it right. I'm like, hey, thank you. But one of the things he commented on was like, he made a comment of like CrossFit, and he was like, high intensity interval CrossFit, that type of shit. He's like,
Nope.
I deal with more patients that come out of that arena than anywhere.
Yeah.
Because
CrossFit is dangerous.
It's super ego. Like the function itself, their movements are good. Don't get me wrong. Snatches and all this kind of stuff. The issue is the culture of that gym can be so toxic towards pushing yourself too hard. And that's when you slip discs, you tear shit. And like, you got to be so careful going into a good CrossFit gym where fundamentals are more important than ego lifting.
Absolutely.
That's what I've experienced when it comes to that shit, is like,
ego lifting's not good. I don't care what kind of gym you're in.
Exactly.
I don't care what kind of gym you're in. You ego lift, yeah, you're good as hurt.
Yeah, it's just not a good place to be. So like, there's no ego lifting in Planet Fitness. I'm just saying.
There's no lifting in Planet Fitness. Calling a spade here, bud.
I understand.
Listen, they just opened up one up the block from my house.
But what's nice is, I'm just saying, would you rather be a big fish in a small pond or a big fish in a big pond? I'm like one of the most jacked motherfuckers in a Planet Fitness, so I look pretty fucking good. I go into any other gym and I'm like some average looking dude. Come on, I look good at a Planet Fitness.
I'm gonna just say the following line, and I'm gonna put it like a big disclaimer bar right here. I was in special ed classes my whole life, so I'm just gonna say this. That's like being the smart kid in the stupid class. And I've been the smart kid in the stupid class. All right.
Oh,
I was in special ed my whole entire life.
This made my day. This was funny.
That'll cancel me, but I don't care. I'm just letting you know. No, but all joking aside, they just opened up a Planet Fitness like a mile down the road from my house.
Okay.
And I know Steve just joined just so he has a place to go do cardio that's closer to the house than driving 20 minutes. Because me and Steve live like right around the corner from each other.
Yep.
Yeah. So for $10 a month to be able to like really roll out of bed, roll out of bed and go up the block for cardio, that's kind of a plus for me. You know what I mean? Like, so at Michelle's house, we just bought the bike. You know,
are you saying you're about to get a Planet Fitness membership?
I don't know. It could happen, but I don't know. It really depends on my living situation.
He's going to the dark side.
I doubt it. But it's cool. Well, no, you want to know why I won't buy a Planet Fitness membership?
Because this just to spite me.
No, because Steve has a membership and he gets free guests.
Oh, you got a black card, so you get free guests? Yeah. 100%.
So I'll never have one in my name.
Bro, I mean, that's one of the things with Planet Fitness too to me. $20 a month, black card. You can go to any location in the country and you can bring a guest for free anytime you go.
Yeah.
You can't touch that.
No. Listen, the perks are definitely there. Listen, my little brother just lost 75 pounds.
I'm just trying to sell you on Planet Fitness.
He did it all at Planet Fitness.
Subtly, I get paid $100,000 a month to sell Planet Fitness memberships. I just never told you.
I mean, that's great. Then you're withholding money from me. And I'm working on the balls of my ass here. Just letting you know. But yeah.
That's fine.
You know.
Dead ass, if we got a Planet Fitness sponsorship, would you be okay with it?
I'd be wearing purple every day, B. Every day. I look like Barney in this bitch. I love you. You love me. Planet Fitness sends me money.
I'm saving that clip.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
You should make that the promo for this.
I'm dying. Okay. All right. I love you. You love me. Planet Fitness sends me money.
Fact. No problem.
All right. So as we wrap up fitness.
This wasn't fitness.
Gym fitness. We had some gold nuggets in here.
There's gold nuggets in every ALG podcast if you listen.
There's always some. And I mean, I guess there's one other thing that like you want to talk about the nitty gritty of fitness and like you're stepping into a gym. If you want to think about how to think things through, like what is the NASM process? What is the personal training process? Is number one, when you're stepping into a gym, stabilization. You have to learn how to do movements efficiently and safely. Yes. Make sure your knees, make sure your back, make sure all your joints are stable and functional before you put any weight on anything. Stabilization is number one. Then you get into endurance. As soon as you have a solid squat form, as soon as you have a solid bench press form, as soon as you have the basic forms down, endurance training, which is what John alluded to, high rep, low weight, pushing, getting a nice burn into the muscle. Getting the muscle used to being used in a way it's never being used before. Because you got to remember, you probably haven't used muscles, in forever. Listen, don't be ashamed. Like 100%. Before I started my weight loss journey, there was 22 years I went by. I never used a fucking muscle before. Exactly. And so you think you're just going to, you think you're just going to start pushing 8 reps at 225. It's not going to happen. If you don't have endurance and stabilization present, that's how you tear shit. Like that's how you really hurt yourself. Don't get hurt, guys. And so endurance, drop the ego for the first 4 to 6 weeks, do high rep, low weight, get a nice burn in that muscle. You're going to get some DOMS. You're going to get some delayed onset muscle soreness. You're going to get a little bit, but you also won't get a lot because the body is getting used to this new level of fitness you're not used to. Yeah. If you go straight into 8 to 12 rep max pushing yourself, the lactic acid that builds up in the muscle comparatively is brutal. Oh, the soreness you get if you push yourself too early, too quick, you won't lift for 2 weeks. Isn't it crazy how after a while the soreness becomes an addiction, but in the beginning it's like I can't 100% never do this again. And to be honest, how much I got sore in the beginning that I don't get sore now. I get DOMS. I used to be stuck like this. Like my arms used to be stuck like robot. But I still push myself. Don't you kid yourself. I push myself every day. But your body gets used to it. Like the idea that you're always going to have the same level of soreness after workouts once you get used to it. Sometimes you will, and I still don't understand exactly why. Sometimes I'm more sore than others, and I feel like I did the same amount of weight and same everything. And it's like, why was I more sore today than last week? I don't know. Right. But so going back to it, stabilization, make sure you're doing the basic movements right. Step 2, endurance, high volume, low weight, get a nice smooth burn in your muscles when you're doing it. It should be like almost like a burning feeling more than like failure. It just it's like, oh my gosh. Okay. Number 3, then after you've done that for 4 to 6 weeks, get into hypertrophy training, which is more higher weight, moderate rep, the 6 to 14 rep range where you're actually pushing muscle till failure. And then if you really want to go crazy, you can go to power and strength, but that's a whole different kit and caboodle, which is not even necessary. Right. And so, that's a sequence. If you want to think about it, when you step into a gym, make sure you're doing things correctly through stabilization, high volume, low weight, get the muscles used to it for 4 to 6 weeks, then start to push yourself. And ask questions. Ask questions, 100%. Ask for help. Just go find the most yoked person in the room and say, how do I be like you? Yeah, for real. And if you're scared to walk into a gym, if you're scared to walk into a gym, just realize that's normal. 100%. I had someone ask me that today. I did a question box on my Instagram, and someone said, how do you shut up the scared voices in your head or whatever when it comes to like trying new things? And basically consistency. You have to do the things that you're afraid of. Yep. And it gets easier. Yeah. Walking into that gym, I used to have an anxiety attack every time before I used to go into the gym. Mm-hmm. When I finally joined a regular gym, like I had an anxiety attack all the time. See, that's actually so interesting because personally, I never really had that struggle. My anxiety was more like me getting sick while doing it and like having asthma or whatever. It was you follow what I'm saying? Because like you have to, a lot of people don't realize I was walking on eggshells for everything. Yeah. You didn't worry about passing out, having an asthma attack and everyone looking at you like, oh my gosh, he's going to die. It wasn't necessarily, is he looking at me? Does he think I'm fat? Like you don't give a shit about that. It was, for sure. And at 500 pounds, I could squash whoever was looking at me. I didn't make a difference. Like I don't give a fuck how many belly flop on your ass. 500 pounds and 500 pounds. 500 pounds of dead weight is 500 pounds of dead weight. They die. Yeah.
Okay, how
That's
much you
too
could bench?
funny.
Bench this.
Yeah, bench this is flop. Oh, you'd suffocate someone. It's so funny.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, this was a very that Planet Fitness line made this whole episode. If you didn't laugh during his little spiel, I don't know. I don't know what you want us to do. We try to find that balance between laughing, education, and inspiration. And I think this episode was hit the cake.
It was the titties. All right, guys, I want to thank you all for listening to today's episode of the ALG podcast. Again, if you could please 5-star rate and review, those 5-star rate reviews go a long way. Guys, remember, you can save with Redcon1. Go on to redcon1.com. Use promo code T20JARPS to save 20% off your entire order from redcon1.com. And if you want, you could go to realgoodfoods.com. Use promo code The Gains in between. That's The Gains with a Z in between, and you save money off your complete order. They're nice enough to give us a promo code. So please, 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 if you can use it. Guys, each and every Wednesday night, you can join us for the absolute free ALG community call. You access that by going to accountable-lifegroup.com, clicking on the events tab, and that will take you right in through Zoom. And that goes down each and every single Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Pacific. And as always, ALG coaching is available. You can do that by going on to www.algcoaching.com. And I will tell you, rounding off the end of this year, beginning of next year, the ALG coaching program is taking a big turn. It's making lot of changes. A lot of really good stuff is coming out. So if you've been on the fence about it, we have more info coming. And just know that our program is about to be the tits.
I was gonna say the titties too. All right, John, I gotta tell you one thing. I'm padding my stats. It's gonna be a little bit of vanity, but I'm okay with it.
What?
I look jacked as shit right now.
So I wanted to tell you over the last 3 Zoom calls that we had this week, one, your shoulders and arms look really good. This is the best shape I've seen you in a really long time, and your face is getting felt again.
It's definitely. I've been leaning, but I've actually been gaining mass too. So it's been a bitch incorporating more carbs, to be honest, and not overeating. Because my go-to is just go carbless, and it's just easier.
I know,
but
me too.
This process of keeping that muscle mass while cutting, I mean, we're getting there.
No, you look good.
You give me 4 to 6 more months.
Your shoulders are round.
Yeah, we're looking good. I'm quite proud of myself right now.
Yeah, I just haven't wanted to tell you that over the last.
Well, thank you.
My face, on the other hand, for some reason, last 2 days I feel very bloated in the face, and I don't know why.
It's crazy how that works, and I
half know why, because they put me on prednisone for 2 weeks because of my back.
Oh,
so it's probably just finally the side effects of hitting me. But anyway, don't listen to our banter anymore, and enjoy the rest of your week. Stay beautiful, stay sexy, stay accountable.
Toodles.